Hello and welcome back to World 360. Blackmail. That's what Europe has called Russia's decision to cut off gas supplies to Poland and Bulgaria. The move is being viewed as Moscow's biggest counterattack against Western sanctions. On Wednesday, Russia's Gazprom announced that it would be cutting off supplies to Poland and Bulgaria, arguing that the state-run gas companies in these two countries refused to meet a demand by Moscow to pay in rubles rather than euros or dollars. If you recall, last month, after Europe sanctioned Russia for its Ukraine invasion, Russian President Vladimir Putin delivered an ultimatum to unfriendly countries. He said that they must pay for gas in rubles starting April 1st or risk being cut off from vital supplies. The EU, meanwhile, has said it will not comply with Putin's demands because if they did, they would in a way be funding Putin's war and helping prop up the ruble. But with Moscow cutting off supplies to Poland and Bulgaria, European Commission President Ursula von der Leyen responded, "The announcement by Gazprom that it is unilaterally stopping delivery of gas to customers in Europe is yet another attempt by Russia to use gas as an instrument of blackmail. This is unjustified and unacceptable." Poland and Bulgaria, too, have accused Gazprom of breaching contracts, and Polish state gas company PGNiG has said it has the right to seek compensation. Keep in mind that Poland and Bulgaria rely on Moscow for 50% and 90% of gas supplies, respectively. Though Poland and Bulgaria have assured their citizens that they have sufficient gas supplies and that there will be no restrictions on gas consumption, the question still remains: which European country is next? Polish PM Kirill Petkov recently said that the country is reviewing all its contracts with Gazprom, including for transit of Russian gas to Serbia and Hungary. Now, the reason Russia's latest move is critical is because it serves as a sort of litmus test for European unity against Russia amid the Ukraine war. While European countries have tried to wean off gas supplies from Russia since the start of the war, they've not completely done so. Also, while the US and its Western allies have criticized developing countries like India for continuing to import gas from Russia, the latest move from Gazprom puts Europe in the hot seat. Keep in mind that Europe derives about a third of its gas supplies from Russia. There was also a troubling report by Bloomberg recently, which, quoting an anonymous source associated with Gazprom, said 4 European energy companies have made payments to Gazprom for gas in rubles, and 10 more are preparing to do so too. European Commission President Ursula von der Leyen responded to the report, warning that such behavior would constitute a breach of sanctions. A recent BBC report also said Hungary has reached a workaround deal with Gazprom. Accordingly, the countries will pay into a euro-denominated account with Gazprom Bank, a subsidiary of the energy giant, which in turn will deposit the amount in rubles. Does such a deal amount to circumvention of sanctions? It's a good question to ask. In a recent report, Reuters Breaking Views columnist George Hay said an EU-wide response to Russia's latest move would involve energy rations and a common fund to help states hardest hit by such moves from Moscow. This would be quite a task, but he further asked, if the EU can't take these sorts of steps in a crisis, it would be legitimate to ask what it's for. While Russia's move can be seen as a sort of weaponization of gas, we mustn't forget that it doesn't really have an alternative gas market other than Europe. There's also a question of how long will the taps be turned off for. A Reuters report quoted a European gas trader earlier this month who said if Putin turns off the gas, it might only be for a relatively short period of time. He needs our money and cannot reroute all the natural gas. Thank you so much for watching. This is Pia Krishnankutty for ThePrint. Do subscribe to ThePrint and follow us on social media.